What's up, everybody? Welcome back to a new video. Hope you're all doing well. Hope you have a fantastic day whenever you're watching this. Listen, before we start this video, I gotta say apologies for not having an upload up on Wednesday. You'll see there's only 2 videos up this week. But I will do a double upload either on Friday or whenever you're watching this. There will be 5 videos at least for the week, so I can at least stick to the schedule of our 5 videos a week because I'm trying to do one a day. But obviously, if I missed yesterday, I want to put at least 5 up. But yeah, I hope you guys been enjoying the videos. If you have been, make sure you guys subscribe. Make sure you hit a like and a comment and a share and all that. And let me know what you think of the video overall, or videos previously that you've seen. Or leaving a comment below on what you'd like to see in the future. I'm always open to hearing what you guys are interested in and topics we can talk about at the end of the day. It's a very open community that we have here. But jumping into today's video, I want to talk about, I don't want to say overcoming, but I want to say experiencing failure and learning how to handle failure, or my personal my personal experience with failure. Because as far as I can remember, I would say that with tests and exams and things were concerned like that, I never really failed and I haven't done poorly to the extreme that I failed, and I haven't passed. Certain things like that for me, at least in my academic career side, it's always been a stranger to me. Everything that I've always done and everything that I've wanted to do, I've always tried my best and tried to pass and make an acceptable mark for myself. And for me, if you haven't seen this video, I made a video about the driver's test, if you should get your learners, and that for me was the catalyst as well for this video. Because for me, I've already gone to do my driver's test, my learners. Obviously I passed the learners, and then I went to do my driver's test, and that test I failed. And for me, the first time when I experienced going to the test school, I was very nervous to go pass out in the first place. But I was like, okay, now I can handle this, it's going to go all smooth, whatever. I'm just going to knock this out the park, same as usual, And then, as the test was going on, the guy told me, nah, it's time to calm down. We gotta go back to the traffic department. So I was like, okay, no, maybe the test is over, But I was like, that's kind of short. Is that it? And so then I found that I failed. But for me, the first failure wasn't the hardest. I know it sounds weird saying oh, I've never experienced failure like that, but that was a big failure for me, but I was cool with it. Which was weird for me. I didn't feel the same way as I did with the other failures afterwards. But the first failure, I was like, okay, this is a learning curve. I wasn't sure what to expect, so at least now I know what to do for next time, so I can handle the situation better. Because I feel like if something is new or familiar and you're in uncharted territory, then you'll be less prepared, or it will be surprising to you, which is what it felt like for me. I knew what to do in the test, but going through the test exactly, on the day was a different type of feeling that I was feeling. But anyway, fast forward to the second and the third test, and those two I failed, and those two were the worst for me because I felt like I've been giving everything, I've been pushing to try and get this right. I've been doing the parking, I've been doing this and everything like that, and I was still failing, and I was sad, and I was also mad at the same time. Sad, mad. I was feeling both emotions at the same time, and it got to a point where I was feeling very uncomfortable with talking about that situation because I put myself in a position where I think that I cannot fail, I cannot lose, I won't accept it, that type of thing. And then getting the results or getting the news and saying, yo, you failed actually. It sucks, for me, it was one of the worst feelings I've ever felt in my life because I always want to do, I'm not going to say I'm a perfectionist, but I always want to do great, and I always want to be as the best I can be, and I always want to pass, and I always want to be right, and I always want to be this and that and that. And failure, for me, experiencing that to that level, it sucked, really badly. And I tried for the longest to get back into it. And then eventually, I've been putting off my drivers and my learners for so long, but I've built the confidence back up, and I'm out of that headspace that I was in about failing and looking at it not as an obstacle, but as a learning experience, to go back. I realized as well that it's not the end of the world if I don't pass as soon as I expected to, as long as I'm trying, because a lot of things can vary on the day with anything in life, certain things. If you watch any sport or something, especially a final's very heated. You'll see a team two teams playing against each other, but one team must lose. And they always have the cameras on the team that loses, and you can just see the emotion behind it. And I mean, to have the mental fortitude to come back to a competition or to stay strong in something that you're pursuing, even after you've lost, even after you've failed, even after you haven't achieved what you thought. It's tricky and it's difficult sometimes. And I'm actually partially glad. I mean, obviously, I would have loved to have passed first time, but I'm partially glad to have that experience to strengthen me. To build some what's the word? Not courage. To build some determination. To build a fighting spirit in doing things continuously until I get it right. And I mean, for me, this is like a big thing because, like I said, this is one of the things that I pride myself on is trying to be the best and trying to do the best that I can be. Not against any other person necessarily, but for me, like I know I want to do the best and do great things and this and that and that. And then when you fall short, you just feel like, man, I mean, is this really what it is at the end of the day? But yeah, for me, that's my personal experience with like the biggest failure I've had. But let me know, guys, what you guys think about this video. Let me know about your experiences around failure, because I know like I've had associates and I've had like peers and stuff like that has failed sometimes in the test. And for me, that was very foreign. I didn't know how it felt to be in that kind of position. But now that I've gone through something like that, because like, failing a driver's test sucks. Then you gotta go reapply and everything. It works on you because you're so frustrated that you didn't get it and you blame yourself and you put yourself down. But yeah, but it's important to stay out of that mindset. First and foremost, we gotta try and do better, be better for ourselves. And that's what I want you to take away of this video. I don't want you to look at the failures or think about the failure continuously. I want you to think that, wait, I can try again. What can I improve? How can I change my methods up maybe to do better next time? What do I have to look for? What do I have to look out for? What was my mistakes that I've done previously? That sort of thing. And you can apply it to anything. I'm just applying it to my example, but I'm sure you guys can take some examples out for yourself and see what you can apply it to in your life. But yeah, that's going to be all for today's video, guys. Let me know how you feel about this topic. This is a very more serious topic because, man, I don't like losing and I don't like failing at anything. But yeah, that's going to be all for today's video, guys. Take care. I gotta love and leave you. I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.